Oh, you are adorable. Look at you with your little buttons. Who's a schmoopy schmoopy? Who's a schmoopy schmoop? The Rodecaster Duo is 2 inputs short, 2 smart pads off, and $200 less than a Rodecaster Pro 2. But is it worth it? Has anything been upgraded, downgraded, left out, or added? Well, let's find out. Well, this one is probably going to be pretty easy because this thing is just a smaller version of the Rodecaster Pro 2. The main things stay the same. Screen size, button size, smart pad size, and all the other things stay the same, but the fader throw and the general roominess on the board has shrunk. Now, the whole unit is 2/3 the size of the original, and if you're like me and desk space is at a premium, that should be welcome news. At the back of the unit, it pretty much gets the same treatment. Of course, you only need 2 headphone jacks now as it only has 2 combo inputs, so everything kind of scaled evenly. On the surface, at least, there is little change other than size and inputs. But if you look just a bit closer, you're going to see a couple upgrades. First up, the headphone jack at the front has been re-added. This is a really nice touch for the solo user, not having your headphones stretch all the way around to the back, and it's something I missed from the original Rodecaster Pro. It's just a very small upgrade, but a nice touch for both aesthetics and use case. The headphone knobs now have that integrated metering that the Streamer X had, which is a really nice touch for just glancing at your levels. Also, I feel just a touch of extra resistance on the faders, though I'm not sure if that's just wear on the original unit or if they did something to the new faders to make it feel like there's a little bit more control. As for anything missing, well, that record button seems to have gotten the chop. That now sits on the main screen of the unit as a digital button. All in all, though, everything about this new Duo feels very premium, much like the original. As for the software, everything's the same. No differences whatsoever. You get the same routing options and literally the same experience in the menus as the Rodecaster Pro 2. And nothing has changed here for specs either. This is a 2-in and 4-out interface. It's 20 Hz to 20 kHz for frequency range. It's 24-bit, 48 kHz for your resolution. Exact same preamps as the Rodecaster Pro 2, so that means they're going to have the same EIN as well as that 76 dB of gain. It has 2 USB ports for dual PC outs, and they're listed as 3.0 to 3.2 Gen 1. As for the weight of the thing, there isn't anything listed, but the original Rodecaster Pro 2 weighed in at 4.4 pounds. And this thing does feel a bit lighter, though I can't confirm how much lighter until I start using a scale. As for getting started, this is the exact same experience you would have with the Rodecaster Pro 2. Just plug it in, and if you can, use an Ethernet cable to provide access to the internet, and you'll get the chance to update the unit right away. If you don't have an Ethernet connection to a router, you can just go into the wireless settings and connect through Wi-Fi. From here, just wait for the update to complete. It can take a few minutes, but it will provide you with the best experience for this unit. And once you're done, you're up and running. Now, if this is your first experience with the Rodecaster, you're also going to want to go into Rode's website and download the multi-track drivers onto your computer as well. And once all that is done, this thing just works. Now, in case you're wondering, this thing operates on the same drivers as the Rodecaster Pro 2, so there doesn't seem to be anything special there. Even the update you get on this thing is the same version that goes on the Rodecaster Pro 2. And just like that, you have all the power of the Pro. Everything else works as intended on the Duo as it would on the Pro. Channel setup, routing, everything. So if you know your way around the Pro, this should feel like home to you. Now, if you are new to this ecosystem, take your time and get to know the menu system. It is pretty straightforward, but there is just a bit of a learning curve. This thing is packed full of features, so make sure you check out the guides on Rode's website for unlocking all the things you can do with this. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the Rodecaster Duo is listed at $500. That is $200 cheaper than the Rodecaster Pro 2. And as expected, there have been some murmurs about that and upset voices. So let's go over some of that and see where this thing fits into the market. First off, I don't think there's any argument here that the Rodecaster lineup is at the top of the food chain. It is the premium option out of all the other options. Now, that isn't a shot at the competition, but more of a compliment to what Rode has built out. To be fair, I do have some pending reviews coming up on those competitors, so get subscribed so you don't miss those. But for now, it is what it is. Rode's at the top. So with that in mind, the Rodecaster Pro 2 costs $700 and it features 4 XLR combo inputs. This, the Rodecaster Duo, costs $500 and it features 2 XLR combo inputs. The Mackie DLZ Creator that was just released costs $800 and it features 4 XLR combo inputs. And all of the last-gen podcasting boards float around the $400 mark and just offer inferior preamps and usability. Now, just from these baseline specs, the Duo seems to be priced in the perfect spot. Now, some would argue that Rode is almost guaranteed to kill off all the sales of their original Rodecaster Pro and some of the other original brands that came out with the Rodecaster Pro. And they're even going to cannibalize some of the Rodecaster Pro 2 sales with this release. And I think that's all kind of part of the plan here. Rode is basically just covering the whole market, every need. And for creators like me, the Duo is a perfect setup. I don't need 4 mic inputs. I've actually never used input 4 on the Rodecaster Pro 2. And if you were like me and you wanted the latest and greatest, you were forced to buy in on a unit that sat there partially unused, or you purchased a unit that was an obvious downgrade on usability, quality, or both. I think this is a great move. This thing will actually fulfill the needs of more people than the Rodecaster Pro 2 did, and at a fraction of the cost. I feel like I need to do a pros and cons for this because I did it for the original Rodecaster Pro 2, so it's kind of only fair. And to be honest, the original Rodecaster Pro 2 did come out with some quirks. Things needed to be ironed out, as I covered in several videos talking about early adopters and some of the issues of being one. That said, there's no early adopters here. There's no such worry with this unit. It's running the same software as the Rodecaster Pro 2, meaning all of the bugs that have been worked out over the past year have been worked out on this too. This thing's just up and running. It's plug and play. It is the complete unit with all the bells and whistles that come with the Pro 2. And yeah, because of that, there isn't a single con I can think of. So I do know a lot of people that hesitated on the Rodecaster Pro 2 because it was too much. It was overkill. Sure, you get all those neat new toys and you can do all these cool things, but some people don't need 4 inputs. For all those people who were saying that, well, this machine's for you. 2 input podcast interfaces have been reserved for the non-mixer style, kind of like the Vocaster. This thing breaks away from that, gives you a bunch more buttons to play with, and a full ecosystem that is constantly evolving and growing. This gives anyone a great sound for their content straight out of the box. So if you've been waiting for the next big thing so you didn't have to save up your pennies for the Rodecaster Pro 2, well, here it is. Same awesomeness, less pennies. This thing goes on sale on Thursday, and for the future people watching this, hi, you can find links down below. And if you just can't get enough of Rode products, check out this playlist of all my Rode reviews here. Cheers, and thanks for watching.